Imagine standing at the threshold of a massive, glowing stone temple, watching a pristine river surge outward from underneath the foundation steps. This water, often called the River of Life, rushes away from the sanctuary and carves its way straight into the surrounding barren desert. It travels east until it collides with the hypersaline waters of the Dead Sea, a notoriously toxic body of water where no fish can survive. The moment this supernatural current hits the stagnant basin, the salt water is entirely purified. Massive swarms of fish return, and heavy fruit-bearing trees begin rapidly blooming out of the cracked earth along the riverbanks. This vision establishes the temple as the engine of a promised planetary restoration. To understand the weight of this vision, we have to look back to 587 BC. The Babylonian Empire had just burned Jerusalem to the ground, leaving the Jewish exiles with nothing but ashes and 14 years of absolute silence. Then, in 573 BC, Ezekiel is suddenly transported in a vision to a staggering mountain peak high above the land of Israel. Standing there is a being glowing like polished bronze. In his hands, he holds a linen cord for measuring large areas, and a specific measuring reed for precise, localized dimensions. This glowing figure acts as a divine surveyor. He delivers a meticulously measured blueprint, offering a highly specific mathematical promise of hope to a people whose world had been completely destroyed. This top-down schematic shows the staggering scale. The surveyor marks a perfect square covering 17 acres, fitting 13 American football fields. Enclosing this is a thick outer wall, extruding 10 feet high. This barrier draws a permanent line, separating the profane outside from the sacred inside. Christian theology points out that the bedrock supporting these massive walls aligns with prophecies of the New Jerusalem, where the foundation stones bear the names of the original 12 apostles. By combining Ezekiel's ancient measurements with the foundational figures of the early church, the structure physically merges the dimensions of the Old Testament with the core pillars of the New Testament. Guarding the entrances to this interior are towering gatehouses. They function as strict spiritual security checkpoints, and each one bears the name of one of the 12 original sons of Jacob. This side profile infographic shows the forced physical journey inward. To enter the outer court, a person ascends 7 steps. From there, the inner court requires 8 more steps. Finally, 10 additional steps bring you to the highest central point, the holy sanctuary itself. At the very top of this elevation, the physical sanctuary aligns with the description of the New Jerusalem, described in Scripture as a city prepared as the bride of Christ. Moving through these gates and climbing these specific steps becomes a physical metaphor for ascending toward a restored, intimate marriage between God and humanity. According to prophetic timelines, no human contractor will ever build this complex. The blueprint is slated to materialize entirely through divine intervention, immediately following the global conflict known as the Battle of Armageddon. Once established in Jerusalem, this colossal complex takes its place as the physical seat of the Messiah's new earthly government. In the past, the Holy of Holies housed the physical Ark of the Covenant. In this future sanctuary, the Ark is absent. Instead, a transcendent divine presence fills the entire architectural space and the people within it. The rituals of the past are replaced by the active administration of a divine global authority. The result is a permanent end to global conflict. The weapons of war turn to dust, and the era of standing armies is closed. As this new jurisdiction extends outward, political borders are erased, replacing fractured nations with a single, unified globe. These precise dimensions for every gate and wall turned a distant hope into a tangible, measured blueprint for a future without chaos. The architecture serves as the physical framework for a divine commonwealth, designed to administer a world at peace forever.